नमस्कार साथियों, वीएम क्लासेस में आप सभी का स्वागत है। मेरा नाम विपिन, आप सभी का वीएम क्लासेस में स्वागत करता हूं। मैं अपना ब्रीफ देना चाहूँगा। मैं बेसिकली आपके अनूपपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट से बिलोंग करता हूं। जी हाँ, माँ नर्मदा का पावन उद्गम स्थल आपके अनूपपुर जिले से है। इसके साथ ही सोन और जोयला नदियों का उद्गम स्थल आपके अनूपपुर जिले से है। ऐसी पावन धरा से मैं बिलोंग करता हूँ। वीएम क्लासेस में आप सभी सहपाठीगण का स्वागत है। आइए हम अपनी सीरीज को कंटिन्यू करते हैं। जैसा कि हम गेट प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस देख रहे थे, 2017 का फर्स्ट पार्ट फोरनून सेशन का 35 नंबर क्वेश्चन तक कंप्लीट कर चुके थे। नाउ रिमेनिंग ऑन द स्क्रीन, लेट we should move ahead. First number question of the day. Here the asking is to be: air contains at a 79% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, and on a molar basis, methane is burned with 50% excess air. Then required stoichiometrically assuming the complete combustion of methane, the molar percentage of nitrogen in the product is in the stoichiometric range. तो चलिए करते हैं कैसे हम जो है इसे कर सकते हैं। तो भैया जो है मीथेन को जो है बर्न करेंगे। मीथेन जो है बर्न होगा विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू ऑक्सीजन एंड एयर। ये बनेगा हमारा वेस्ट टू प्लस 2 into 3.76 नाइट्रोजन प्लस ऑक्सीजन। नाउ ऑन द contrary 50% ऑफ एक्सेस एयर ये रख लेते हैं। तो CH4 1.5 times of 2 ऑक्सीजन प्लस 3.76% ऑफ नाइट्रोजन। तो जो मिक्सचर बनेगा वाटर CO2 एंड 3 times of 3.76 ऑफ नाइट्रोजन एंड एक्स्ट्रा ऑक्सीजन निकलेगी। यहाँ पे परसेंटेज ऑफ नाइट्रोजन देखना है। तो 3 into 3.76 अपॉन 2 प्लस 1 प्लस 1 प्लस 3.76. So the percentage is to be 73.82%. Next question 37. बोल क्या रहा है? Two black surface AB and BC, length 5 meter and 6 meter respectively, are oriented as shown. Both the surface extended infinitely into the third dimension, given that the view factor f12 is equal to 0.5, T1 800 Kelvin, T2 600 Kelvin, surrounding is to be a 300 Kelvin. Stephen Boltzmann constant 5.67 into 10 raised to power minus 8 watt per meter square Kelvin for heat transfer rate from the surface to the surrounding is in kilowatt is to be asked over here. कुछ इस तरह से अरेंजमेंट दिया हुआ है। ये पहला नंबर सरफेस दिया हुआ है, दूसरा नंबर इसी के अकॉर्डिंग खुला है अपने वातावरण। और हमें क्या पता होता है? समीशन ऑफ द व्यू फैक्टर F11 12 13 प्लस 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 इनका जो है सम होता है एग्जैक्टली 1 के इक्वल। एंड यहाँ पे F1 का 1 पे जो है 0 ही होता है। एंड सिमिलर फैशन में 21 22 23 इज इक्वल टू 1 है ना। रेसिप्रोसिटी से A1 F12 is equal to A2 F21. So here A1 area of 1 is equal to 6 into 0.5 is equal to 5 into F21. F21 is equal to 0.6, right? So the value of F23, it is to be subtracted in the form 0.4, right? So heat over the 2 का 3 पे मतलब 2 का सराउंडिंग पे क्या होगा? इज इक्वल टू सिग्मा A2. Here the F23 T2 raised to power of 4. So the value 5.67 into 10 raised to power minus 8, 5 into 1 into 600 raised to power 4 into 0.4, 14696.64. In the kilowatt, we have the 14.69 kilowatt. Right? Easy. Next question. Here, heat is generated uniformly in a long solid cylindrical rod, diameter 10 millimeter at a rate of 4 into 10 raised to power 7 watt per meter cube. The thermal conductivity of the rod material is 25 watt per meter Kelvin. Under a steady state condition, temperature difference between the center and the surface of the rod is in degree Celsius is to be asked over here. Here, diameter is equal to 10, heat generation. Now, सिलेंडर के केस में heat generated, therefore T naught minus T infinity Q naught R square by 4 times of K, 1 minus R by R the whole square. So the T naught minus T infinity is equal to Q naught R square by 4 times of K, 4 into 10 raised to power of 7.005 square upon 4 times of 25. So the value is equal to, we have get the 10 is in degree Celsius, क्योंकि ये टेम्परेचर का डिफरेंस है. नेक्स्ट, here the question number 39. An initially stress-free massless elastic beam of length L, circular cross-section with diameter D is much less than the length L, is held fixed between two walls as shown. Beam material has Young's modulus E, coefficient of thermal expansion alpha. Now, if the beam is slowly uniformly heated, temperature rise required to cause the beam buckle in the proportion of D, D square, D cube and D4. Okay, so now we also know Euler's buckling load is equal to pi square EI by equivalent length square. So here the both end has to be over here fixed. So equivalent length L by 2, right? And आपका theoretical thermal stress, so E alpha delta T times of A, right? So here the equation कैसे form होगी, alpha delta T pi d4 by 4 pi cube by 16 times of L square into D4. So the change of temperature is directly proportional to D square. अपना बॉम्बे प्यारा जो है करेक्ट फिट बैठेगा. Alright, now moving ahead for the next question over here. Question number 40th. A point mass 100 kg is dropped onto a massless elastic bar, cross-sectional area 100 mm square, length 1 meter, Young's modulus 100 gigapascal, from height h of 10 mm shown. Figure is not scale, g is equal to 10 millimeter per second square. Maximum compression of elastic bar is in millimeter, is to be asked over here. Mass 100 kg दिया हुआ है. ओके, लेंथ 1 मीटर, हाइट जो है 10 मिलीमीटर जी, एंड डाउनवर्ड फोर्स कुछ इस तरह से अरेंजमेंट दिया हुआ है. तो देखेंगे हम weight per unit area. So here mg L by A 100 10 100 into 10 raised to power 6 100 into 10 raised to 9 1 into 10 raised to power 4, which is zero point 0.1 millimeter. इम्पैक्ट क्या हो जाएगा? stored plus impact factor. IF is equal to 1 plus square root of 2h10 by 0.1, whose value 15.177. So the impact is stored impact factor. So 0.1, 15.177, 1.5, 177 millimeter. Right. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन में हम आते हैं, क्वेश्चन नंबर 41. Here, the two discs of A and B with identical mass m, radius r are initially at rest. They roll down from the top of identical inclined plane without slipping. Disc A has all of its mass concentrated at the rim, while disc B has its mass uniformly distributed at the bottom of the plane. Ratio of velocity of center of disk A, velocity of center of disk B, square root of 3 by 4, 3 by 2, 1 square root of 2. Now, here kinetic energy of OD, half of mv square plus half of I times of omega square, right? So on that inertia क्या हो जाएगा, mr square by 2, right? And रिम के केस में m times of r square. All right. So mass of A, mass of A is equal to mass m, right? So IA is equal to m times of r square. IB is equal to m times of r square by 2. mgh is equal to kinetic energy of disk A is equal to kinetic energy of disk B. mgh half of mv square, half of I omega square, half of mva square, half of mr square, va square by 2, mva square 3 by 4, mvb square. So v square root of bh vb is equal to 4/3 GH। सो टोटली हमारा अगर VA/VB स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ GH अपॉन 4/3 GH विच इज स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 3/4 अपना आगरा। नेक्स्ट 42, a rectangular region in a solid is in state of plane strain. The xy coordinates of the corners of the uniform rectangle are given by P0040, Q R43, S03. Rectangle is subjected to uniform strain epsilon xx 0.001, yy 0.002, gamma xy 0.003. The deformed length of elongated diagonal up to a 3 decimal places is in units. हमें पता है change in length upon original length which is x plus y by 2 plus x minus y by 2 cosine of 2 theta plus gamma of xy by 2 sine of 2 theta। अगर मैं पॉइंट्स नोटेड डाउन करता हूँ, P ओरिजिन है, Q 4 0, R 4 3, S 0 3, इस तरीके से एंगल थीटा, so the tan theta is equal to 3/4, 36.86 degree, cosine of 36.86 is equal to h by L. Here the length is equal to 5 mm. So the change in length is equal to 5 into 0.001 plus 0.002 by 2 plus 0.001 minus 0.002 by 2 cos 2 into 36.86 plus 0.003 by 2 sin 36.86। तो हमारा चेंज इन लेंथ की जो वैल्यू आती है 0.014, राइट। एंड द डिफॉर्म लेंथ is to be length plus del L, so 5.014। राइट। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन 43rd में हम मूव अलोंग करते हैं। बोलना चाह रहा है मशीन एलिमेंट हैज एन अल्टीमेट स्ट्रेंथ सिग्मा 600 न्यूटन पर मिलीमीटर स्क्वायर, एंड्योरेंस लिमिट of 250 Newton per millimeter square. Fatigue curve for the element on a log-log plot shown below. Element is to be designed for the infinite life 10 raised to power 4 cycles. Maximum amplitude of completely reversed operating stress in Newton per millimeter square. S versus N diagram. Here the number of जो है cycles दिया हुआ है versus stress. So here we have to followed up by interpolation. क्या होता है y2 minus y1 by y minus y1, x2 minus x1, x minus x1, कुछ इस तरीके से होता है। So here log of point of sigma u log of s by minus 4 log of point sigma u minus sigma e 3 minus 6 एस की वैल्यू 386.19। 3, ये 600 दिया हुआ है, 250 दिया हुआ है, आराम से निकल जाएगी वैल्यू, बड़े आराम से पुट करना है। नेक्स्ट वी हैव a horizontal bar fixed at one end, x is equal to 0, has a length of 1 meter, cross-sectional area of 100 millimeter square, elastic modulus varies along its length as given, ex 100 e की power minus x gigapascal, where x is the length of coordinate and along the axis of bar. Axial tensile load of 10 kN is applied at the free end, x is equal to 1. Axial displacement of the free end is in millimeter, right? Power is equal to 10 watt, length 1 meter, A is equal to 100 millimeter square. So minus 4. Here E is equal to e की power minus x gigapascal. So the del L 0 to L 10 raised to power 4, 10 raised to power minus 4, 11 e की power minus x dx. So del L is equal to 10 raised to power 4, 10 raised to power of minus 4 into 11. So the value is 0 to 1 e की power x dx minus 3 x 0 से 1, del L is equal to minus 3 e 1 minus e 0, 1.7 minus 3 meter, e ले ले is equal to 1.7 meter. Next question 45 number बोल रहा है in a epicyclic gear train shown in the figure, outer ring gear is fixed while the sum of gears rotates counterclockwise at 100 rpm. Let the number of the teeth on the sun, planet and outer ring to be 50, 25 and 100. Okay. The ratio of magnitudes of angular velocity of planet gear to the angular velocity of carrier arm is. Okay. ये आपका arm and the planet and there is a outer ring gear. So आर्म का जो है आपको क्या बताना है, एंगुलर वेलोसिटी बनाना है। तो गियर ट्रेन से तो आपका एक डन ही रहता है माय डियर। तो हियर स्पीड ऑफ टी रिंग का जो है अपन ने 0 ले लिया, एन एस एंटी क्लॉकवाइज सन 50, प्लैनेट 25, 100। here the motion, here arm length, sun, here planet, here the ring. There is to be a arm fixed 0, 1. Here minus 50 by 25 minus 50 by 25 25 by 100. There is to be x 0 x minus 2x, here x into 50 बचे 25, here 25 by 100. Now additional y is to be there. प्लस y आर्म की भी स्पीड मिल गई, x प्लस y minus 2x, y minus x upon, here we know x plus y is equal to 100, y minus x by 2 is equal to 0, so the y value x by 2, right? Now here x is equal to minus 200 by 3, y is equal to minus 100 by 3, planet y is equal to y minus 2, which is 100 on 3 plus 400 by 3, it is to be a 100. Speed of arm is equal to y minus 100 by 3. Planet to the arm side, 100 upon minus 100 upon 3, value is equal to minus 3, or 3 in counterclockwise. इधर एंगुलर वेलोसिटी इज इन 3, मैग्नीट्यूड बताना है, तो आपके साइन वैसे ही रेस हो जाते हैं। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन 46 नंबर बोल रहा है a thin uniform rigid bar of length L and mass m is hinged at point O, located at a distance L by 3 from one of its ends. The bar is further supported using spring, each of its stiffness K, located at a two end. Particle of mass m, m by 4, is fixed at one end of the bar as shown in the figure. Small ratios of the bar about O, natural frequency of the system is to be asked. Here the A is to be there and pivot point, ये here आपकी रॉड लटक रही है L by 3 एंड 2L by 3, कुछ इस प्रकार से। ओके, सो हमको जो है एक माइन्यूट सा जो है डिफ्लेक्शन देना पड़ेगा, तो कुछ इस तरीके से है ना। डिस्टर्बेंस के बाद तो इनर्शिया ऑफ द रॉड चेंज हो जाएगा एम एल स्क्वायर बाई 12 एम इंटू एल बाई 2 माइनस एल बाई 3, तो टोटल जो है ये कितना प्राप्त होता है 2/3 ऑफ एम एल स्क्वायर के बराबर, राइट। आई अल्फा ए टाइम्स ऑफ 2L बाई 3 इंटू 2L बाई 3 टाइम्स ऑफ थीटा प्लस k into L by 3, L by 3 times of theta. So the value of omega n square root of 5k by 2m, यही प्राप्त होता है। बॉम्बे। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन में हम मूव अलोंग करते हैं। नाउ फॉर inline slider crank mechanism, length of crank and connecting rod 3 and 4 meter respectively at the instant when the connecting rod is perpendicular to the crank. If the velocity of the slider is 1 meter per second, magnitude of angular velocity up to a 3 decimal point accuracy of crank is it radian per second, is to be asked over here. So यहाँ पे हमको magnitude बताना है। Velocity of slider 1 meter per second and magnitude of velocity. कुछ इस तरीके का अरेंजमेंट है। राइट, तो यहाँ से tan theta 4/3, here the theta is 53.13 डिग्री ले लेते हैं। Velocity of connecting rod 1 into cos theta 4/5 meter per second. Velocity of connecting rod omega into radius बराबर 4/5 omega of connecting rod into 3. So the omega of connecting rod is equal to 4/15, whose value 0.266 radian per second. Here for the next question we have 10 millimeter deep cylindrical cup with diameter 15 millimeter drawn from the circular blank, neglecting the variation in the sheet thickness, the diameter up to a 2 decimal points accuracy. The blank is in millimeter. In the deep drawing, square root of d square plus 4 times of dh के बराबर होता है, तो d की वैल्यू हो जाएगी 15 square plus 4 times of 15 into 10. Overall value 28.72 mm. Right, easy. Next question we have on the screen we have. Now the circular arc of a profile being machined on a vertical CNC milling machine CNC part program using a metric unit with absolute dimension are listed below. N60, 70, 80, G01, 02 and 01 linear and circular interpolation हो रहा है। X Y के एक्सिस 30, 55, 50 एंड 35, Z जो है 5 डेप्थ, F 50 एंड रेडियस 20 का गया। कोऑर्डिनेट्स ऑफ सेंटर का बताना है। ऑलराइट, अगर मैं पॉइंट्स की बात करूं तो जो बना रहा है आपका 30, 55, 30, 55 ये होगा 30, 55 एंड 50 और 35। राइट, राइट, so the circular 02, तो सेंटर कहाँ पे होगा 30 एंड 35 पे। alpha is your right choice. Next 50th question. Assume that the surface roughness profile is triangular shown in systematically. Shown in figure, peak to valley height 20 micrometers. Center line average of surface roughness is to be asked over here. So CLA is equal to maximum height by 4. H max is equal to 20 micrometer by 4. 5 micrometer is your final answer. Here for the next question. Two models P and Q, product or profit 100 and 80 per piece respectively. Production time for P and Q 5 and 3 hours respectively, while the total production time available is 150 hours for a total batch of 40. Maximum profit, the number of P to be produced is ओके। तो ये लगते हैं आपके एलपीपी से, लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग प्रॉब्लम। here z is equal to 100x plus 80y. Now we know the equation 5x plus 3y 150 and x plus y 40. ये वाले पॉइंट इनसाइड है, राइट। so the value of za equal to 300, zb points is to be a 1525 में 3500, zc 3000, origin 0 पे 0। तो maximize at b 1525, the number of 15, राइट। तो आपको जो है लैंग्वेज से जो है इक्वेशन बनानी आनी चाहिए, दैट्स इट। बड़े आराम से करोगे आप। 52 बोल रहा है फॉलोइंग डेटा refers to job PQRS which has arrived at machine for scheduling the shortest possible average flow time is in days PQRS and 15 9 22 and 22। तो कुछ नहीं, आपको जो है SPT पूछा हुआ है तो सीक्वेंस होगा QSPR, then processing time PT 9 12 15 22 and flow 9 0 plus 9 9 9 plus 12 21 21 plus 15 36 36 plus 22 58, राइट। तो टोटल करेंगे 124। तो आपने को क्या पूछा है, एवरेज लो टाइम 12431, ओके, राइट। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन में हम आते हैं 53rd। A block of length 200 millimeter is machined by a slab milling cutter 34 millimeter in diameter. Depth of cut and table feet are set at 2 and 18 meter per minute respectively. Consider the approach and the over travel of cutter to be same. Minimum estimated machining time per pass is in minute. Milling बोल रहा है तो compulsory approach square root of t minus s t, which is 2 into 34 minus 2, 8 mm. Then estimated time is equal to equivalent length by Fn. तो equivalent length क्या हो जाएगी 200 plus 8 plus 8, approach और over travel एक ही होगा. Speed is to be 18, whose value is to be comes along 216 by 18, 12 per pass. Here number 54 बोल रहा है a screw in a sand mold has a top diameter 20 millimeter, height 200 millimeter, velocity of molten metal at the entry of a screw 0.5 millimeter per second, assume acceleration due to gravity 9.8 meter per second square, neglect all loss. If the mold is well ventilated, velocity in three-dimensional. Molten metal at the bottom of the screw is in meter per second is to be asked for here. So here Bernoulli's equation P1 by rho plus P1 is square by 2 H1. Here P2 by rho G. P2 by rho G H2. So P1 P2 is equal to atmospheric pressure 0.5 by 2 into 9.8, 200 square by 0.8. Here the V2 is value is equal to 0.042 per second. Now 55, two cutting tool with tool life equation given below the being compared. Vt to power 0.1 150, Vt to power 0.3 300, where V is cutting speed in meter per minute and T is in tool life in minute. Take even cutting speed beyond which tool 2 will have the higher tool life is in meter per minute. So here Vt की power 0.1 equal to 150, Vt की power 0.3 is equal to 350, T2 more than T1. So 300 by V 1 upon 0.3 is more than 150 by V 1 by 0.1. Therefore V value is to be 106.06 meter per minute. Right, 106.06 meter per minute. 55. Now the 56 यहाँ से रीजनिंग एप्टी के क्वेश्चन चालू होते हैं. So he was one of the best friends, and I felt his loss keenly. No, as the two speakers became and increasingly agitated debate became lukewarm, poetic, forgiving, and heated, which is to be true. Now, as the two speakers became increasingly agitated, the debate became heated. Now, the right angle cone with base radius 5 centimeter and height 12 centimeter shown in the figure below rolled on the ground, keeping the point P fixed until the point Q. Base of the cone shown the ground again. Here the 360 degree are 5 centimeter and there is a 12 centimeter and ground. So angle of radius about P is to be travel. अगर मैं slant height निकालूं square root of 5 square plus 12 square. So here there is to be a 13 centimeter. Then 2 pi r length in Q. So the Q is equal to 10 pi by 13. यही हमारी जो है घुमाव होगा जो कि ऑप्शन नंबर 3. Next question we have, in a company with 100 employees, 45 earns 20,000, 25 earns 30,000, 20 earns rupees 40,000, 8 earn rupees 60,000, 2 earns rupees 150,000. Median of the salary is to be asked over here. तो देखो आप जो है ना मोटा मोटी यहाँ पे पाओगे कि भैया 30,000 दिख रहा है 50 और 50th वन 30,000 प्लस 30,000 बाई to be 30,000 50th and 51st अपॉन 2. तो आराम से हम ऑप्शन बी को पाएंगे. राइट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन 60. Now PQ and R talks S cards collection. P states that S has at least 3 cards. Q believes that S has less than 3 cards and R indicates that his knowledge S has at least 1 card. Only one of P, Q, R is the right one. The number of the cards owned by the S. S. So here P, Q, R talk about S के कार के कलेक्शन है. P states that S has at least 3 कार. P बोल रहा है कि S के पास जो है at least 3 तो हैं ही. Q believes that S has less than. Q का believe है इसके पास जो है has less than 3 कार, 3 से जो है ना कम कार है. And R indicates to his knowledge S has at least 1 car. मतलब 3 नहीं 2 नहीं तो एक तो है ही. राइट. ओनली वन ऑफ द पी क्यू आर इज टू बी राइट. तो भैया इन तीनों में कॉमनैलिटी क्या दिख रही है आपको कि भैया उसके पास कार ही नहीं है. ये भी तो हो सकता है. ये तो तीनों को ही कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट कर गई ना बात कि भैया उसके पास कार ही नहीं है. अजम्पशन पे ही तो चल रही है ना दुनिया. चलिए नेक्स्ट 61. हियर द थ्रू आउट. The early 1820s, Stuart continued to fight his losing battle to allow his sepoy to wear their caste marks, their own choice of facial hair, on parade, being again reprimanded by the commander-in-chief. His restored that a stronger instinct that this European prejudice, this relation to this country has never come under my observation, had no effect on his superiors. According to the paragraph, the most accurate one, Stuart, commander-in-chief, was moved by the demonstration of the prejudice. The Europeans were accommodating the sepoys' desire wear the caste mark. Stuart losing battle after to his inability to success in enabling sepoys to wear caste marks. Commander-in-chief was exempt for European prejudice that dictated how the sepoy were dressed. So easy as you like. The correct one is to be a C, Charlie. Stuart, losing battle refers to an ability to the succeed in being sepoy. Now, what is the sum of the missing subtraction in the problem below? देखो इसमें ना दो वैल्यू जस्टिफाई कर रही हैं, इसलिए ये गलत है। 50100 ये घटाएंगे तो 1234 और 50,000 से 48889 तो ये तो can't be determined. Second last question of the day. Let S1 be a plane figure consisting of points x, y given by inequalities x minus 1 mod less than is equal to 2, y minus 2 less than is equal to 3. Has to be the plane figure given the inequalities x minus y greater than is equal to minus 2, y is greater than is equal to 1, x is less than is equal to 3. Let S be the union of S1 S2 area of the S is. Okay. X minus 1 2, so the value is minus 1 say 3. There is to be minus 1 minus 3 say y plus 3 minus 6 y 0, then the x minus y less than minus 2 y 1 x minus 1 minus 5. So the area is to be bounded under the region 4 into 6 half into 4 by 4 32. अगर मैं डायग्राम से कंस्ट्रक्ट करते हैं ए बी सी राइट। इस तरीके से हमारा पॉइंटिंग आउट हो जाएगा। Charlie is your right. 64. Two very famous sportsmen, Mark and Steve, happen to be brother and played for a country K. Mark teased James, an opponent from country. There is no way you are good enough to play for your country. James applied, maybe not, but at least I am the best player in my own family. Which of the following can be inferred from the conversion? Mark was known to play better than James. Steve was known to be a play better than Mark. James and Steve were good friends and James played better than Steve. So the justifiable statement is to be a Steve was known to be a better than mark is to be B. Bravo is your right choice for this. Now move along for the last question. The growth of bacteria lactobacillus जो दूध में पाया जाता है in milk leads to be a curd formation. Minimum bacterial population density 0.8 suitable units. We need to form curd in a graph below. The population density lactobacillus in 1 liter of milk plotted as a function of time to different temperature 25 and 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस राइट। तो कुछ इस तरीके से दिया हुआ है। Now the following statement based on the data shown below. Growth in the bacteria population stopped earlier 37 to 25 degrees Celsius. The time taken to curd formation 25 degrees Celsius is twice the time taken 37 degrees Celsius. Which is the correct option? 1, 2, 1 and 2, neither 1 not 2. तो अगर मैं देखूं तो ग्राफ को नज़र मारूंगा 25 एंड 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस 80 मिलीमीटर एंड 120 मिलीमीटर प्राप्त होता है। तो ओनली 1 इज टू बी अ करेक्ट। चलें, इतना ही रखते हैं आपका सेशन। साथियों वीएम क्लास को लाइक शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करिए और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों तक इसे पेनिट्रेट करिए। जीवन में हंसते रहिए, मुस्कुराते रहिए और प्रगति के शिखर पर सदैव अग्रसर रहिए। थैंक यू, हैव अ वंडरफुल डे।